Okay, so in the past video, I was talking about a lot of things. There were a lot of things happening last week. But I was talking about how I was feeling kind of stuck, trying to conceptualize what the movement might look like, or what the outcome, like what am I trying to get to, so that I can backwards plan and then make an intentional practice leading up to the final presentation, which is hard, because it's all a maybe until it is. So I do recognize that. And also, it was helpful. I was watching the last video and I was like, this is a good place to pause, which is true. So I had gotten a lot of ideas out last week, which was really great. This week, by circumstance, I kind of had to slow down in the beginning. A lot of the kids are getting sick on campus. People are just kind of tired. I ended up having both companies on Monday to warm up and to work with in the beginning. So we started with some improv, which was nice and slow. There were things that I would definitely do differently about that exercise that I will write about. But it was a good way to slow down the momentum of the, like, make a thing, make a thing, make a thing, and then so that I can just think about, okay, now how do you tease that out? So the first day we got into our bodies, started toying with the idea of just letting things come out with the prompt. How would you interpret this thing? The next day, we just had a conversation. We had a group discussion about stories. What are stories? What makes a story a story? What's the difference between a story and a conversation? It just kind of was we're only supposed to talk for a minute. I asked the kids, I asked the participants to just tell me a story. Just tell me a story. Either something that happened this morning or something that happened this afternoon, because I see them like late in the day. So that took some time. So that was nice, just to kind of hear them talking and getting them comfortable talking to each other and talking to me, and just kind of checking in. But then after everyone had shared whatever they wanted to share, we broke apart how we conceptualize the story, which ended up being a really beautiful conversation that gave me so many ideas. So that was really great. I couldn't have planned it any better. Wednesday we did a Dunham class, which was really good. It was good to revisit the concepts that we had talked about on Saturday and to re-center those philosophies, self-knowledge, detachment, discrimination, into a practice. The participants were able to tell me what they were, to explain them to me, and as we went through the bar work and broke down every exercise, we set intentions for what we would remember during that exercise, that the students decided what they would be. So that was really beneficial. Today we're going to tell some stories with movement, using some folk tales that I like, because today's Thursday, and then tomorrow, and we'll also be warming up with some core distal release technique stuff that will help our movement quality when we're telling these stories and improvising, because the music that we're using is relatively slow, and like, so I'm excited about how it's scaffolding and how it's building and changing. I thought this was going to be a project that I was going to choreograph, and it was going to be something else. The goal was something else. And now that I've been working with the students, and I'm back into, sometimes when you're out of practice and working with people, working with students, you have tunnel vision about, like, I'm going to do this thing. This is what I want to do. But as I was able to move back into the space of teaching and sharing and creating in community with my students, it kind of has taken a different shape. So I'm happy to revise in that way.